Hi everyone, and welcome to this video on conditional formatting. Now, what is conditional formatting? That might be your first question as we start this off, and that would be a great one. It's actually not as complicated as the term might lead you to believe. Essentially, we are taking certain conditions in the attributes of a given layer and formatting accordingly. So, if you have, say, a building, and we're going to jump right into this map. I'm actually going to use one that's been shared with me because I think it's neat to highlight how easy it is to work in maps that you yourself didn't make but that have been sent to you. So if we were to go to this map, you'll see I have this apartments layer, and some of them are different colors from each other. Let's go ahead and use this as an example for conditional formatting, and then I'll show you how to actually get into it. But I'm not completely familiar with this file that Brock sent me, but I can use it as a perfect example here. We'll turn off this radar imagery and streetlights layer as well. But let's say this is a layer of all of the residential buildings in Champaign, Illinois, which is what it looks like it is. And you'll see that he's gone ahead and colored some of them. Now, I would imagine that he probably went ahead and colored just the apartment buildings and then left buildings that are either not apartments, maybe they're houses or condos or some other form of housing. And they show up all neat in maroon versus a light purple here. And they're super easy to find now. Rather than going through the database yourself, you can just scroll on the map and find those colors. Now, how did he do that? Let's take a step back here to the admin panel, and I will go ahead and show you. Now, I'm going to use a slightly different one that I actually have so you can see the background, but I wanted to share his with you guys because it's a really straightforward example of what we're talking about here. But let's go ahead and look at this fire layer that I've used a lot for my examples. So we have, and I'm going to actually go ahead and use the search tool here, fire response areas. So this is just a breakdown of really fire districts over Boulder, Colorado, where we're based. And I'm just showing you around to give you a sense of what it looks like before we actually go ahead and take a look at this layer in the background. All right, so you get the idea. Cool. We'll go down to conditional styling, and we'll add a new style rule. So what does this mean? It means we can assign color to a particular set of conditions. So let's take a look. We have our attribute table in the background. I'm going to go ahead and take a step back out of here so that you can see what I mean after this, but hopefully you can follow along. And then once I click that, all of the attributes related to this layer pop up. Region, phone number, address, etc. And you can keep scrolling if there's a bunch of them. All right. Cool. So we'll take a step back. I'm going to show you one more actually, just so you really get a sense of it. This is Boulder County Fire Station. So these are just points instead of polygons. Same general concept though. You go to your data visualization tab here. You scroll down to conditional styling. And I've actually gone ahead and messed with this one already. But you'll see that I could go to the chief. And if I wanted, I could add a condition. I'm going to take that one out. But if I knew the name of a chief and he's the chief of several of the fire stations, I could say when field chief is equal to such and such a name, then make it this color. And then I would see all of the fire stations ran by that particular chief. You could also do not equal, not null, and is null, and we'll get into that with a little more depth on other videos. But really, with this one, I just want you to know where it is and have a general sense of what conditional styling or conditional formatting means. All right. And lastly, just in case you're wondering what I'm talking about with an attribute table, let's go ahead and take a look at that same layer here. Notice you want to make sure your map is turned on to editing, but this is the one that I just mentioned that has the chiefs, so you might be thinking, what is he talking about? Where would I find that? You click on the layers pencil button like I just did. We'll go back one more time. If I were to start over, it's this button. Then you'll see this feature attribute table button. And then it brings up the attribute table. Think of the attribute table as the spreadsheet behind the data. All right. And you'll see all those fields that we saw here before. Perfect. And so these are the fields that you can make a conditional style off of. And I just wanted to, again, show you what I was really referring to with that. But that's pretty much it, guys. And we're going to do a lot more in terms of making pretty maps and combining conditional formatting with other data visualization techniques to really make your map pop and get a little more complex here as we go on with our videos. That's it. Thanks.